and we can come here to check console. We can run the debugger ran, and now our value is 6. So we have successfully debugged it in a dedicated DevTools. Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, The Tech Rakshit. I am Amit, and today we shall be discussing how Node.js applications can be debugged in a Chrome window. So for that, let us first create a Node.js project, and we are in a folder. We can simply npm init, and we can get the Node.js project created. Alright, so our Node.js project is initialized, and we can simply open the VS Code in the same folder using code dot. Okay, so that is pretty nice. We have got our package.json, and definitely I trust myself since I'm the only author. And here for our simplicity we can add one command for starting it, and we'll simply delete all the stuffs, node and index.js, because I'll create the index.js file here outside. For debug we can create one more node script, node inspect break, and then index.js. Also, if we want to do debug break, okay, here we can change it to inspect, and here at the debug break we can add node, and then definitely inspect break index.js file. Our package.json is ready. We can now create the index.js file. Index.js, simple as that. Now what we can do, we can write some code. Let variable number is equal to, let's put at 5. Later change, we can simply put a function. We can change the variable to some other number, so increment, and if we pass the variable here number, we're taking that as parameter, and we'll change return number plus plus. So now let us console.log, and we want to run the function increment. Also you want to provide the value variable number. So ideally we are expecting a value to be printed as 6, but how can we print that in a node debugger or node debug console? So as we have provided the some node scripts, if I go to package.json, you can see node inspect break index.js. You can run that npm run debug break. Now if you see, our debugger is running on this particular port, which is 127.0.0.1, and the port number is 9229 with a UUID associated with it. Now for that purpose we need to configure that. How can you configure that? Okay, so we have come to Chrome. We have opened the Chrome browser, and here we have to open this Chrome inspect. Now here if we see, there is a button, configure button, so we have to click here, and we can provide the IP address. What is the IP address? 127 dot 0 dot 0 dot 1, and at the same time the port, which is nothing but 9229, and then done. So if you see, we have this target. Since our node is running, if we can inspect here, this is a dedicated debugger window, and since we have given inspect break option, so it is stopped at this particular line. So the very starting line, our code has stopped. We can run the debugger from here, and so if we go to console, it is printing 5. I don't know why 5 has been printed here. Alright, so since there is a problem here, we can do something about it. Let's debug why is it happening and what's the problem with it. Cool. So for that purpose, what we can do, from the beginning we can open a node debug console. Here, open a dedicated DevTools for node. We have opened that, so it is running. Now we can simply run the node command, npm run debug. Npm run debug break, because it should stop at the first line and we want to check what is going on here. So now we have come here, and here we are providing 2 breakpoints. If we go here, so we are providing a variable which is 5. That is pretty okay. Next breakpoint, at the return value, the return value is number plus plus. Number is 5, number plus plus seems to be not working, so let's modify that. So if we want to modify it here, we can provide number plus 1, and ideally that should work fine. But for that purpose we need to run it, we need to close it and then run it again. Let's run it again. And we can come here to check. Check it here. Console, we can run the debugger ran, and now our value is 6. So we have successfully debugged it in a dedicated DevTools. So there are a couple of other things that also I want to mention. There is a particular library called Nodemon for node app monitoring. We shall install it here. npm install nodemon-g. The G flag is for globally installing. And now here, let's put a monitor script. So Nodemon, then inspect break index.js. Let's check if that works or not. npm run monitor. Yes, it works, and we are running a dedicated developer console here. We can close it here, apparently. can inspect this, run it, and it works. Now let's modify it. Let's now modify our code a little bit. So at the same time we want to run a decrement function also. Function decrement. This also takes one parameter as number, and we are returning the number minus one value. That is it. So we are console.logging this increment, and also again we can, after incrementing, we can decrement it. And let's check that out if that works. So yes, we are running this here. Let us open our developer tool here again. Alright, so again the same thing. At the first line we are providing a breakpoint. We can run through that breakpoint. So first it comes for this increment function, so the value is 5 and we are returning 5 plus 1, which is 6. Then at the second breakpoint the value is 5, and then we are providing 5 minus 1, which is 4. And let's check what it prints. Console, so it prints 6 and 4. And why does that happen? Because the variable, we haven't modified the variable, we are simply returning the value, the incremented value, and we haven't modified the variable. So it prints 5 plus 1 6, and then 5 minus 1 4. Cool. So yeah, that's how we can debug a proper Node application in a dedicated dev tool. And that is it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in my next video.